Hey, I'm Sean Webb. Time for another Wisdom of the Masters, where we discover all the ancient wisdom points to the same one truth. Today's wisdom comes from Peter Medawar, who is a Nobel-winning immunologist. He said this: "The human mind treats a new idea the same way the body treats a strange protein. It rejects it." So what was Sir Peter Medawar talking about when he was talking about new ideas are just like a new protein, the body rejects it? Well, there's a couple of truths behind that we now understand because of science. One, we understand that there's a physical alignment within our brains when we start to create memories and we start to create ideas and we start to create positions on things. And that there requires a physical change within the brain when we change our minds about something, we change our ideas about something. The body has to take energy and remove its old idea from the brain and then replace it with a new idea, a new position on things. And the mind resists wasting energy. And so, first of all, there's a physiological resistance within our brains that says, I like things the way they are. And so let's not change things too much because that burns up too much energy, which I could use defending my old ideas. And so you'll see a lot of that show up on Facebook or in people's political opinions or their resistance of changing their religious beliefs, etc., because they simply want to defend what it is they have, because it takes a lot of energy to change their alignment on things, to change their attachment on things, to create new tendrils into whatever it is that they're now changing their mind to. So there's a rejection of new ideas in the brain from a physical perspective, but then also simply from a definition of self perspective. Because now the two sides of how your brain work are your expectation or preference and your perception about something. But this whole system circles around the function of keeping you alive for another day. And so your limbic system in your brain, because your brain is your organ of survival, your limbic system looks around all over the place, throughout all your senses, throughout your thoughts, and says, is this a threat? Is this a threat? Is this headline a threat? Is this person a threat? Is this idea a threat? Whatever it is. And a second question must be then asked, well, a threat to what? A threat to what? What am I trying to protect? Because I need a laundry list of those things too, so that I can do a quick calculation of whether or not this thing's going to attack my politics, or whether this person's going to attack my religion, or whether this idea is going to attack whatever it is. Maybe, their favorite color is green and mine is blue, whatever it is, right? So that second laundry list of stuff has to be correct. It has to be correct, lest you not make it into tomorrow. Because if you believe, like your belief is that you can jump over that 6-foot crevice that's going to kill you if you fall into it when you're being chased by the bear, you need to be able to make that jump. Because if you can't, you believe you can and you can't, you're dead. And so your definition of self is exceptionally important. And so there's a huge resistance anytime that a new idea enters your mind or enters anyone's mind. Because if it's challenging you to change your sense of self, well, first of all, if we're changing our list of the things of which we need to defend, now we needed to check all past threats of the things that we had analyzed previously and determined if they're a threat or not a threat, and now we need to recheck that whole list. And now we're using a new list that we're unfamiliar with to check against all new threats. That's just too much energy. That's too much energy to expend. I just don't want to change. I would rather just stay the same and not change than to go through that whole process of creating a different laundry list of the things that I need to defend, because I'm still on the Humanity 2.0 plan and not the Humanity 3.0 plan, where I've jettisoned that whole sense of self thing out the window, or at least distanced myself from it quite a bit so that it doesn't control my life anymore. Well, in Humanity 2.0, you cannot be accepting of change. You cannot be accepting of evolving. You cannot be accepting of creating a better understanding of your existence, because that takes too much energy to then analyze your threats again, where you're working from a new list to analyze all of the threats coming in around you, and or you also then have to go back and review all your old threats to make sure that the new list still jives with what you've analyzed before. And so when Dr. Medawar is talking about the mind rejects new ideas, well, yeah, because one, the mind doesn't want to change its idea of self, so it has to check all the threats against a new list. But then also, the brain, from a physiological perspective, resists moving stuff around in there. And maybe they're tied together, right? Maybe the one is the cause for the other. We don't know. We don't have any evidence of that. But it makes sense that it would be. But that's exactly why Dr. Medawar had pointed out to us that the mind rejects new ideas just like a body rejects new proteins, because that's simply the physiology of how it works. I hope this message finds you well. Talk to you soon. Peace.